Valerie, how does the United States and allies and the French go about when it comes to these soft targets and our anti-terror campaign?
Well, you know, there is a long track record, not just with ISIS, but Al-Qaeda before it, not just with the World Trade Center, but with the London Tube, the London subway system, the Spanish system, of these groups deliberately targeting these types of sites in order to put pressure on those governments to change policy. And the truth is, the clear truth is that it works. The United States, after 9/11, actually pulled its troops out of Saudi Arabia. That was a primary goal of Al-Qaeda. After the bombing of the British Tube and the Spanish train stations, the British and the Spanish pulled their troops out of Iraq. So there is a real strategic calculus here that unfortunately I think gets mixed in with these kind of baseless ideological grabs that somehow, like Ben Carson has said, it's that these people are just after innocent blood. You know, they're not going to Congo and shooting up babies. They're picking targets because those targets, the ideology is, will change the government's policies. Now, many here in Washington.
Sorry to interrupt. Let me ask you this.
Sure.
But knowing that you're saying that the pressure on government is required and change of policy, but when it comes to action militarily, President Hollande saying that this is an act of war, will go at them mercilessly. What is that action that is required and realistic?
Well, see, that's here. This is the rub, is that when groups target us or the French or the Spanish or the British in this way, and we have to contemplate whether we give in to their demand, which is essentially to stop bombing them or not invade their countries or not have our troops there, it's perceived, especially here in Washington, but in other capitals like Paris, as giving in, and we can't possibly give in to the terrorists. But what we have found is, and this is the uncomfortable truth, is that acceding to some of their demands, like pulling our troops out, stopping bombing their populations, that actually does go a long way to minimizing the threat.
Right.
Unfortunately, after 9/11, we took the opposite tack, and we're in danger of doing so today, of doubling down on increasing our troop presence and increasing the bombing, which is only going to get not just Al-Qaeda before, now ISIS, but even something more dangerous than we know of ISIS today.
Well, we know there's another dimension, Justin. I want to ask you about that quickly. We know one of